Hello and welcome to our webinar, Timber's webinar called Learn How to Efficiently Manage the Timber Supply Chain Digitally. Today I will be hosting it for you. My name is Sophia. I'm a customer support and sales specialist from Timber, and this webinar is a part of the project which is called Precision Forestry Platform for Logistics Optimization, which is funded by Estonia-Norwegian cooperation program Green ICT, which is specifically Norway Grants and Enterprise Estonia. Let us start. And first of all, let me introduce you to Timber. So what is Timber Solution? Timber Solution provides the digital workflow management for timber supply chain. Our solution consists of two parts, a mobile application and a cloud storage. And in the picture here, you can see basically how does Timber work. So starting from the forest, a user is, and sorry to interrupt you at this point. All your questions are more than welcome, and you can send this questions to our chat. And by the end of the webinar, we will happily answer. So please feel free to send all your questions there. So now let me get back to going through Timber's technology. So as I mentioned, Timber provides the smooth and efficient workflow management for timber supply chain, starting from the forest. So in the forest or at any other point, a user can simply take a picture of logs or timber load on a truck with our Timber solution, and then the program will be doing all the number crunching, and then by the help of GPS, all this data will be automatically synchronized with the storage, where all the data will be appearing, and the data can be further used for logistic planning, for production planning, for reporting, and all the other needs which are there throughout the supply chain. So as I said, you're simply taking picture with your smartphone or tablet with Timber installed, and all the data is happening instantly right there when you're making the measurement, being that GPS information, the information about the number of logs, the volume of each and every log, and the overall pile, diameter, density, and so on and so forth. Then once this synchronization is happening, the data can be easily traced and shared throughout the whole logistics chain. So we have stopped in a detailed way on how does the measurement happen, but then how does the forestry management can benefit with the use of Timber? So basically, Timber provides the overview of all the operations happening throughout the whole supply chain, starting from the forest until production planning and the reporting on transactions or maybe further transportation. And by the means of Timber and all the data which is being gathered, you can have an information about timber origin, which will help to also eliminate all the illegal activities in this field. Then in the bigger picture, it gives a big opportunity for sustainable forest management, where every single log is being measured and calculated, and where every single log can be traced, being that in the forest or being that already in the storage for making the inventories. And the last, but maybe not least, is the safety and better working environment which Timber is providing for its users, being that a measurer in the forest or a manager who is dealing with internal or external reporting processes. So now let me go a bit in a more detail and talk about Timber's functionalities which are available for our users. So, and let me start with the measurement regimes. So we have multiple of these, but here are the ones which are the most oftenly used. The first one is diameter measurement, which corresponds to the log by log measurement method. So what is it doing actually? Diameter measurements helps to get the information about the volume, about the number of logs and diameters of each and every log in the measured pile or load in a truck. Also providing the numbers of the average diameters, and the calculation is happening in accordance to the formula which is selected there in the system. Just for the information, Timbeter has more than 15 formulas which correspond to multiple state standards, and these are being used all over the world. Also, one of the benefits there is the diameter distribution, which helps to instantly see what are the logs which would fit in a certain diameter range, and many other features. And we will get into more detail on this a bit later. The second functionality is pile measurement regime, which corresponds with the group measurement method with the air filling factor. And this regime helps to calculate the volume of the pile using the pile density coefficient. For this measurement regime, Timbeter offers both automatic and manual pile contour feature. So then also the heights of the pile in accordance with the selected distance will be instantly displayed in the device. And of course, Timbeter takes into consideration the pile density or air filling factor, which is being applied for this specific measurement. And speaking of pile density, we also have an option to measure this for every specific pile with the Timbeter solution. So when using pile density measurement regime, you can actually get the pile density coefficient, so then you can further apply it for your images. And right in this measurement regime, you can also get the information about the number of logs, the diameters, and the information about the volume in accordance with cylindrical formula. And the last but not least is the truck measurement regime, which helps to get the information about the volume of each and every load on the truck using geometrical measurement regime with air filling factor. And it's not just the individual volumes of each and every bag on the truck, but also the information about the overall volume, as well as the height of every package. So basically here, you're getting the very detailed distribution of volumes and heights for all measured objects. And once the measurement is made, right in the application, you're getting access to the result overview. So what is the data that you can instantly see in your device once the measurement is made? First of all, this is the volume, and you can get the information about the overall volume, but also get some more detailed information and overview about the main species, which is there in the measurement, and or the main assortment. And you can also get the information about the defects, being that a number of logs, the overall volume, which is attributed to the main assortment, and the defects, and also the percentage. And there you can also have the overview of what were the reasons for the defect. So then you can instantly see what does your pile consist of. Also here you can use the diameter ranges, and you will see and understand what are the diameters, and which logs, and what is the number of logs which would belong to a certain diameter range. Temperature provides the information about the average diameter and also about each and every diameter there in the pile, and also the information about the number of logs which would belong to this certain diameter. Then, as mentioned, the log count, the information about the log length, and also the formula in accordance to which the calculation has been made. And what is also very important here, that you get the instant results in the application, as I just mentioned, and the results can be instantly shared right from the application, let's say to a supplier or any other person or department, easily with any kind of messenger or by email right from the application if needed. And as I mentioned, we also have some other features, and let me go through several of this. So the first one in here will be the QR codes. So these are being used actively by many users of ours. And how can you benefit with the use of this QR codes feature? First of all, every single log can be connected with a QR code, which provides a very detailed and clear overview of every single log, and if you need to trace it and to trace the transportation, this can be easily done with the help of QR codes too. Also, Teambeater provides an option to connect, not just connecting the QR codes with the logs, but also attributing the information or the data which is being attached to a QR code and connecting it with the log in question. So this, as mentioned, this provides a traceability, and also in some cases it does help to make the measurements, or like to eliminate the reference tick, which is one of the parts of the measurements process. Also, one more feature is diameter profiles, which helps to set different diameter ranges, and then you will instantly get the overview of multiple assortments in one measurement, and the logs which do not belong to a set diameter range or diameter profiles will be automatically marked as defect. This is a very helpful tool in case if there are several oversized or too small logs there in the pile, and a company needs to have this excluded automatically to get a better understanding of the content of the pile. Also, one of the very helpful feature for diameter measurements is the loading tool, which helps user to get an overview of the certain amount of cubic meters from a pile, which have to be loaded on a truck. And Teambeater's loading tool also helps to set an angle from which it would be most convenient to grab the logs and have them loaded. And also the tool does help to avoid the overloading of trucks and to optimize the shipment and avoid any issues from this part. Also, one of very helpful features that Teambeater has to offer to the users is the custom fields. So these fields basically allow the user or the company to add any specific information which has to be attributed to a measurement. Let's say if there is a need to enter the information about the loading certificate and maybe some specific dates or drivers' names, inspectors' names, measurers' name, and so on and so forth. And also the custom fields allow to add different types of information in there, which is also very helpful for the data management. And we also have an option to add an extra image to the measurement. Let's say if there has been still some kind of a paper document from the supplier or any other necessary things which have to be attached to a measurement, so something informative, this is an option there, and this can be also considered for further data management in the system. So yeah, just to sum up, that was the information about Timbiter's application, with the help of which all the measurements are being made. The application is available in multiple languages, and it's really easy to use and also easy to launch, because basically it works on any Android or iOS device, and the minimum requirement is an 8-megapixel camera, so to make sure that all the measured object will be captured correctly. As mentioned previously, the data can be easily shared directly from the app, apart from the regular automated synchronization with the cloud storage. And also the application can be easily integrated with mobile API. And now let me switch to the storage module, which is our cloud-based platform, which provides the real-time overview of all the activities and the measurements. It also has multiple options, being measurement editing, reporting in multiple formats, adding custom information, and any other adjustments, system adjustments in accordance with the company's needs. So this is basically how it works. If you have more than one device connected to the storage, then the data from all these devices will be connected to your accounts, and all the measurements will be appearing in the same storage, distributed by all the information will be getting into the same cloud, distributed by multiple storages, once again in accordance to the company's needs. We also have an option to filter the storages out, and using other parameters to have the measurements filtered out for the further reporting. As for the storage management specifically, we have an option to have the active storage status in there, so that the person who is working with the data there would be able to instantly indicate if everything is going smoothly, or if there has been a problem with some kind of storage. So this can be easily done there in the system. And also in the storage module, there is an option to add manual measurement and also do multiple editing tasks. And this is how the measurement overview looks there in the storage module. So once the measurement has been synchronized with the server, it can be accessed there from the cloud. And basically all the information about the measurement is kept there, starting from the location. Then there is also information about the date and time, the shipment number, the measurement type, the very detailed information about the timber itself, species, the type of wood, the log length, also the formula in accordance to which the information, the volume has been calculated. And also here you can see if any editing has happened to this measurement, because the system will also always keep the initial measurement results. And you can also easily spot if any changes have been made. There is also the information about the log count. And what is also very important is that once the measurement is synchronized, it will be automatically getting a unique ID number, with the help of which every single measurement can be traced in the system. So basically no measurement will be left unnoticed. And also from this individual measurement result overview, there is an option to get different kinds of reports. Let's say in this case, it's a diameter measurement, and you can get an Excel report about the diameters distribution, and then you can also get a PDF format report too. Also, one of the new features that we have, and thanks to the project, the development of this feature has been sponsored by this Norwegian project in cooperation with Estonian enterprise. So this feature provides a very detailed logistics overview. So basically, you have the information of all the tracks, and you can see the route in a very detailed way of every single truck, not to mention the shipment number, the license plate of the truck in question, the overall volume, which is the truck carrying there. And also, since you have the access about the distance and time, this data can help the logistics planning department to optimize the routes for transportation. And basically, everything is available there in real time. So also one of the features in the storage module is the measurement editing option. So let's say if a responsible person can see that some editings has to be done there already, you have an option to add or change change the reference size, add, delete, and resize the logs, adjust density area, also add specific information to the QR codes there in the system. And once the measurement is applied there, it will be available in the system also with the API documentation. Also, a very important tool for providing better control is the duplicates detection. Which will help to recognize if the same pile or truckload has been measured twice. So no duplicates will be there in the system, and all the data will be clearly stored and observed in the storage. And also, as we mentioned, Timbeter offers multiple reporting features, and one of this is a very detailed log-by-log report where a user has an option to add prices to different assortments, and right there in the system, you can put multiple measurements, let's say, together, and have the information about the price for this specific assortment and this specific volume right there in the system. And also in the storage module, all clients or customer specific data can be easily added. The data such as storages, species, wood qualities, assortments, and the defects. Also, as mentioned before, the custom fields which would fit the client's need can be shaped there and then appear in the application. And of course, all the information will be synchronized with the devices and appear on the company's device. And also in the storage module, you can easily share the data with the users and provide advanced user access and device management. So in this picture, basically, you can see how the data exchange and the synchronization is happening. So all the measurements from different devices will be synchronized in the same cloud, which does provide the real-time overview, and the data can be easily accessed by all the users who have this option. Then there is an overview of the active storage status, and based on the measurements, multiple reporting options is there, and also this can be easily integrated with API. And once any changes are happening in the cloud, these changes will be later displayed in the device once the synchronization has been made. So the information about the storages, species, assortments, and so on and so forth. As we said, the data can be easily integrated with the API, with the different accounting or EPR systems. So if you want, of course, you can do all the data management in the storage module. It is perfectly designed for that. But some companies prefer doing it in their accounting systems, but then nevertheless, all the data will be automatically synchronized with the company's accounting system for the further data management. So as you can see, there are multiple benefits which do help to optimize the process and make the supply chain more efficient and handy on many levels. And of course, Teambetter helps to reduce the time spent for the measurements and helps to digitalize the data, getting rid of all the paper documents, and as well as to reduce the human error, since all the number crunching will be made automatically with the help of our digital system. Also, tracing every single log basically from the harvesting point would help to prevent the illegal activities as well as contribute to sustainable forest management. Also a very interesting fact is that Teambetter doesn't only help to optimize the operations which are directly connected to the measurements and the transactions, but also help to reduce the waste, which does result in significant savings too. And Teambetter has not just one solution for forestry industry. So the one which we were talking about right now is regular Teambetter solution, which provides the quick, accurate log measurements and digital data management. We also have a solution for timber exporters, Teambetter Container, which is designed for trading companies and log exporters. They also have an option to measure the timber in containers, creating their digital bills of ladings, and this helps to have the easy and real-time data exchange between the parties involved. And we also have a log counter, which is a very efficient tool for counting the logs. And this solution is also widely used by pole companies, which have to measure the number of large amounts of logs or poles of the same diameters in just simply a few clicks and a couple of minutes. Our solutions are certified in many countries. So we are certified by Metrocert. In Estonia, we have a certificate from Biometria, Swedish Forest Measurement Association, and we are also certified by SESMEC, part of Bureau Veritas in Chile. So Teambetter helps to optimize the processes all over the world. So these are just only some of our clients from many countries, and we do have global leaders in our portfolio. And now let me briefly introduce some of them and share the results that they had achieved when using Teambetter. So to start with, the Green Resources. This is a Norwegian forestry company operating in Uganda, Tanzania, and Mozambique. So this company started using Teambetter in 2021, so it has been already a year, and they are using Teambetter for plantation inventories management. They are measuring trucks and industrial poles by the means of Teambetter, and these are the results that they achieved in this throughout this year. So first of all, they increased the accuracy and increased the measurement speed. which did result in increasing the efficiency in the logistics chain and helped to eliminate the delay in their loading process. Also, by the means of TeamBetter and the data, the travel distances of scalers were increased by 50% and increased the scaling team's safety and by not having to physically handle the logs. The reporting processes have been increased or improved by the means of digitalization. And also the last but not least is that the disputes about the volumes and the results have been completely eliminated due to the transparency and the results, which can be always traced, checked, and remeasured if needed. Then let us go to Chile, and one of our significant clients is CMPC Chile, which is the largest forest products company in Latin America, who has operations in 8 countries. And CMPC started using TeamBetter solution already in 2017, and TeamBetter is being successfully used throughout the whole supply chain. Among the results, once again, there is time saving, and the reports are showing that it's 15 times quicker than the manual measurement process. And the projected saving throughout the country is $1.2 million for this company. And the return on investment was also calculated, and the number is 11.5. TeamBetter does to provide the transparency of the whole supply chain and also resulting into the site cost reduction, since more than 100 tons of paint have been saved by switching to digital timber measurement process. The logistic planning has been improved, and also the safety of employees, which is very important for the company, got better, and since the time for the measurement and the distance from the piles has been reduced for the users. So another TeamBetter's client is Georgia Export, which is one of the biggest independent exporters of yellow pine from the US. They are making the export to China. And they also started using TeamBetter in 2017 for measuring incoming trucks, and also using TeamBetter Container for container shipments. Once again, the time saving is here in the picture. So they also saved 2 employees per log yard, in total 14, meaning the yard workers and the data and the people who were responsible for data processing. Also, the number of disputes have been decreased significantly, and the return on investment from using TeamBetter was 22 times for Georgia Export's company. And also a new forest company operating in Uganda, Tanzania, and Rwanda. And they started using TeamBetter in 2019. And the purpose for using TeamBetter is inbound and outbound tracks and stock taking. And with TeamBetter, they could increase the accuracy and the measurement speed again. TeamBetter's tool helps to prevent the fraud and theft, since all the measurements and data are transparent. And the safety of employees and the auditing process have been improved significantly. So yeah, and getting back to sustainability, so TeamBetter is actively supporting the companies which are accomplishing this sustainable development goals. And getting back to our mission is to save the essential and limited resources in the forestry, which are trees, labor force, and driven miles. And for this purpose, we are offering our solution for efficient, transparent, and data-driven timber supply chain management. So, as we mentioned before, in case if you have any questions, we are ready to answer this, and please feel free to ask them in the chat.